I don't like having opinions in general because like. Because I'll look at like I'll have an opinion and there'll be a comment like this. I'm like, oh, that's a good point. And then there'll be another comment like, well, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I don't know any. Like that's why internet hate comments will get to me because I'm like, damn.
That's why you need to decide your own principles.
Please clap.
All right, we got Grant. It's like so bummed. All right, this is Please Clap. I think Jeb Bush has led me in. So we're here with Grant Moore. Not only is he a comedian that's funny and was on our show, he's an intern here. So if our guest wants to get a drink, he also has to leave and get it himself. Where are you from, Grant?
I moved to New York. December 31st. So I got here on New Year's. And so my introduction to the city was blacking out, which was fun.
Oh, that's cool. Wait, a year ago, or a year and a half now?
8 months ago.
Wait, really?
December 31st.
Is that how I thought? Oh shit! I thought I knew you longer than that.
No,
that's crazy.
No. It just,
Oh,
you've been so unbearable to be with. It seems like much longer.
You're a New York natural at this point. That's crazy.
Well, that's nice of you to say. That actually means a lot.
Yeah, I would not have known. Like whenever we're like going places, you seem pretty adept
I think
to
I'm
the
just
landscape.
Arrogant. Maybe that's what it is.
No, you're like we've said that you're like those kind of guys that the Ernest Hemingway types. I don't know what that has. If Ernest Hemingway came to New York, I feel like he'd be like.
If Ernest Hemingway had no credits, no writing capability.
Well, you started comedy. That means
I did my first open mic when I was 21. Now I'm 25, going on 26, and then I did okay, and then I did it again, and I bombed my ass off. And I was like, well, that was the worst thing I've ever done in my entire life. And then I just kind of did it on and off.
In Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin, which is like not a great scene. And then I really started hitting it hard right as the pandemic started to kind of churn down, where I was doing it like multiple times a night, and then moved out here. Like, have you heard, I don't know if it's Chappelle who says it, but it's like, how long you've been doing comedy is like your age in comedy. So like I'm 1 year old.
Nice.
So I'm bad at comedy.
Yeah. So you're an intern here.
Yeah.
You started how many months ago?
Couple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like 3?
Your age in interning is 3 months. Yeah. And,
no. I've been an intern for like 2 years of my life.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Really?
Yeah, I was an intern for a year at a wealth management company. And then I was an intern for 6 months at The Daily Show with Trevor and Noah.
Whoa.
And then now I'm an intern here. And,
First, though, how'd you get into the wealth management? That doesn't seem like you. What the fuck?
I had a buddy, and he was like, hey, you really need a job and, like, maybe a little direction. And I was like, well, I agree with the job part. And I told myself when I was a kid, if I ever find myself working in a cubicle, I will kill myself. Yeah. And then, like, 6 months in of working in a cubicle, and I was like, yeah, I was right. This is, I mean, it was really...
That's just the fact that you said that as a kid.
As a child.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what I want to be, but if I'm in a cubicle...
Yeah.
It's suicide.
I was an old soul, Sean.
Yeah. It's like your yearbook quote.
Yeah, no. But, yeah, and then I did it, and then, like, it wasn't that bad, and I just kind of started to feel myself, like, settling. And I was like, okay, fuck this. I could have had a nice job. Like, the guy really liked me. I would have had a full-time job making, like, decent money for Wisconsin.
How much?
Well, it's not.
Dude, I know.
I don't know why that's so bad.
You didn't tell me just
60,000.
Oh, okay.
Which for Wisconsin is really good.
Yeah. Well, so yesterday, this kid was applying to a job. He's a comedian. I hope to have him on here. Maybe I'll ask about it on the pod. Yeah. Applies to a job, doesn't get it. And I was like, oh, what was the salary? He's like, it was a good amount. I'm like, you didn't even get the job, dude. Fucking tell me.
Yeah, well, I don't know why that's so taboo.
I tell everybody how much I make. Because right. I'm like fucking, mostly because I'm complaining about it.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to bring that up.
Yeah. But still, like, I don't know. Well, that's cool that you didn't do it.
No, yeah, but I felt that, like, easing into, like, the 9 to 5 and you know, you see, you go into your boss's office and there's like a picture of a lion with an inspirational quote below it. And that's the only thing getting him through the day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I cannot do this.
Right.
I would rather be, you know.
It's like you are you have the creative instinct or what, you know, you're a creative person. So like when you don't do that, it
eats at you.
Yeah.
For sure. It is better to be bad at being creative than it is to just stop doing it, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's like, that's what keeps you up at night when you're like, when you get in that quiet zone, the first time when you're like, okay, I turned my phone off for the first time in 18 hours.
Yeah.
And you're sitting in your bed and you're like, Jesus.
Dude, it only hits me at night. It's weird. Like,
oh, I wish it only hit me at night. But
like
yeah,
sometimes during the day, but for whatever reason, during the day, I'm like, death doesn't scare me. But at night when I'm like alone and it's dark everywhere, I'm like,
yeah,
what is it all after? I don't know.
It's probably just like that. It's just dark everywhere.
Yeah.
So you know that you don't like it.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Actually, so we've covered the job that you would have killed yourself at.
Right.
Then you went to the Daily Show. How was that?
Daily Show was great. I liked like the people there were fantastic, and it was conceptually a cool experience. But the day to day is like you're gophering, which I don't know if you've heard the term before, but it's like go get this, go get that, go for this, go for that. So it's like, you know, you think it's going to be this amazing thing where you get to like hang out with Michael Costa, which you do sometimes, and he's a very swell fella. But most of the time you're sitting in like an Uber going to like drop off a COVID test at some actor's apartment.
I did that for that film producer as well. I do know.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's like, okay, it's like, oh, cool, I get to go sit in an Uber. And but then, yeah, you want to be like a part of the action. And
but every once in a while you get to throw in a line and like sometimes they'll use it, or I almost got on a sketch, but you know, that didn't work out. So
yeah, it did. And you use that as a stand-up credit?
Yeah, dude, I was on The Daily Show.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I've been in the crowd.
Because I was telling you this, but Mark Normand asked me to film his set, and in exchange, he gave me 5 minutes at the front of the show. And so now I'm like, I had like 2 people say, he's open for Mark Normand. I felt bad. Yeah, that's
Why
not cheating.
Why do you feel bad for that?
Well, I don't know if people are like, if it means they think that I did like, because there was a real opener for Mark that did 20 minutes that follows him around.
Okay, then you open for the opener of Mark Normand.
But I don't want to say that.
No, then cut it out. Like, you did technically open for Mark Normand. How often do you think about sending a text to him? And because I do this with people like I really respect.
Yeah.
Like, no, I just shouldn't.
I find that like I'll like, because I've gotten people to like me that wouldn't have otherwise, like a film producer that was pretty notorious for firing people. That I would, because I knew I had nothing to lose, I would just like be like text them jokes and shit.
Right.
And I text Mark a lot. Like, I think when you take that risk, like it pays off a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of, he didn't answer me once, so I was like, all right, I'll pull it back a little bit. Yeah.
It's when the second you feel like you've overextended is such a yucky feeling.
Yeah. Because he doesn't text me first. Yeah, he did call me.
Oh.
Yeah. Now I feel weird, but I'm like, Mark always talks about Jerry on his like how he like, oh, I texted him too many times, so now I'm doing that to him, so it doesn't matter.
Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see the similarities in their act. So like you can tell he was influenced by him so much.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like if I had Chappelle's number, that would be
Yeah.
You know, if I had Cat Williams on speed dial, it'd be insane.
You like Cat Williams?
I fucking love Cat. Cat Williams is amazing because he's about the art itself. He doesn't give a shit about like doing movies and stuff. I get the sense. The best interview, I told you this before, but the best interview I've ever seen is him with Larry King. And he's so like romantic and poetic about his relationship with comedy. But he makes that comment about like him first seeing like Eddie Murphy or something, or the first time he did it. And he just says, and I've been in love with comedy ever since, or I've been in love with funny ever since. It's like one of my favorite things.
Have you, when did you get into like actually liking like when did you know that this is something you would want to do?
Well, it's like, I remember making my parents laugh. Specifically, my dad was like, that was like when I knew I was like, that was worth to me. And I used to do it with impressions. And I would do impressions of like people I saw on Saturday Night Live, like Dana Carvey. But I would also do like accents, which now
You can't really do.
didn't age well.
Yeah.
So it would just be like this 10-year-old kid doing like an Indian accent.
yeah.
And his like dad just be like, and everybody would be like, no, that's not.
But I wonder if in the future we'll go back to people doing, because like you could do an accent of somebody that is also white.
A honk, yeah.
So I'm wondering if eventually we'll be like, because it's not like it's always a negative thing. It's more just like I sing songs that I like. That doesn't mean that I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a difficult balance. Like it comes from a place of like respect.
Yeah.
But the people who I love and respect the most, I make fun of. It's a tough balance because it seems like due to the history of especially like with race in this country, due to the history, there's no trust built up.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So when someone like me does like black scent, you can totally understand when other
of course,
people are, right. Not that I do that.
Right. Yeah. If you were to.
If hypothetically.
Yeah.
But I hope it will get to the point where like you can go just back to like being silly again and like poking fun, and it's not because someone has power over someone else to where that person can't retort. It's because those two people are on level ground.
Right. That makes sense.
But
and I think people will still get annoyed. Like it's the thing I've learned from the internet is like there is never anything that nothing in the world does everybody like there is.
Yeah, that's the other thing is someone will always be offended by something. Someone will always be like, irked by something that is so minuscule. Like that, I got into a scrap with a guy online about a certain comment in a certain video.
Oh yeah, we would make it so. Well, our videos have gotten. We've gotten at least one on every one so far. Well, so here's for context. We did a video where Grant ate an edible, and we went to the Museum of Illusions, and there was 2 haters on there. Mm-hmm. One guy, he wasn't even a hater at first.
Well, I was kind of a dick. I will take a little blame on this.
Okay,
one.
so what happened?
He mentioned that because we called them multivitamins because we didn't want it to get taken off TikTok, right? Because we're very smart marketing strategists.
Yep.
And then he commented, my favorite multivitamin, like I take 25 milligrams 4 times a day, which is insane. But
yeah, right. Like
that's like,
I mean, I smoke.
You smoke
like
a lot
of weed all day, but I would never proudly say it. Like I do it because I'm addicted.
You'd never say it on a podcast that's going to be going on a lot.
Well, I'll say it here because like I don't care. Like but I'm acknowledging it's a flaw. That guy was proud of it,
and maybe it helps him. I don't want to like get into like whether or not he's wrong or right for what his
that's true. That's true.
And maybe he's a better guy. Probably he is a better guy from that. So he made that comment, and then you like commented back, and it was fun. And then I said jokingly, like, I think I'm going to stick to Flintstone gummies. And then he said back something along the lines of, well, and I'm going to say it like this. Well, it's your fault because you took 10 times the recommended dose and this and that. And I was like, I commented back like, oh, this is your whole personality.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. And
then we just went back and forth, and he was like saying I was like making fun of all the criminal, or like not criminals, but people who have gone to jail during the drug war. And it became this like holier than thou versus like a guy who's just fucking around. And after a while I was like, dude, I enjoy this stuff. For me, it's just fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
It doesn't make you mad.
It doesn't make me mad because at the end of the day, I love that someone else in like Kentucky is wasting their Sunday arguing with me.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing anything better. I'm just sitting in between mics waiting to go up.
Yeah.
So like the fact that this guy is like sitting on what I assume is a dirty beanbag and is just like, fucking guy is such a, and I'm just like, oh, boop. And I get to send it and laugh is like, it's great for me.
Dude, that's not my relationship. Mine is like, I'll wake up in the morning and I'll like just go to my phone and I'll do my like notification check through everything. And YouTube, it'll be like, fucking hate this guy, like cringe. And
You're
I'm like,
insane with your phone though. I've seen you looking at your phone while we're on city bikes in New York City. Like we'll hit a stoplight and you're like checking your phone and I'm like, dude, it can wait.
I think I'm just like, I'm not good at saying no to stimulus maybe, or like
No, it's manufactured to be addictive.
yeah,
That's
but
why you got the grayscale on there.
it's been helping a little bit, but I'm starting to get used to it.
We should do a PSA for grayscaling.
Dude,
your phone.
putting your phone. Grant taught me this black and white mode. It has brought my screen time down a lot because apparently it reduces the dopamine hit. Right?
Yeah, I brought mine down by 2 hours.
Yeah, mine is about 2 to 3.
Which think about all the stupid poop jokes I could write with 2 extra hours.
Yeah,
I'm not,
exactly.
Yeah, I'm spending it in other ways.
But yeah, I am more like when I'm not scared of death at night. What I'll do is if I can't fall asleep, especially, I'll just be like, well, I'll just try and think of jokes or like sketch ideas or something, and that either I can find something or I fall asleep. My brain's like, no, I don't want to do that either. And it's like, all right, we'll sleep now.
Yeah.
So with the phone, it's like, yeah, it takes away the boredom that you're supposed to feel in life, I think. And
yeah. And plus, like, I feel like you can get creatively that space of that boredom. I feel like you and Norman talked about this, but it's like you can get something out of that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Like, it's boredom is the mother of invention, or whatever that quote is that I read on some Instagram account.
Nice, yeah. Which you wouldn't have saw without Instagram, though.
Yeah, that's the
But I mean, you could have been reading that book.
That's true.
Well, that's why I do try. It's better if you're gonna be on there, follow like accounts that actually provide some sort of like value, like of knowledge, or like,
not just twerking.
Yeah, or like that skydiving video, the guy like that you posted yesterday.
That's my whole feed is quotes and skydiving videos.
So the skydiving guy.
Oh yeah, so he pulled his chute, or something happened to where the wind blew his chute when it was horizontal to him into him, and it got wrapped up. He must have been trying to do a dive, and then the wind hit it at the wrong time. And as he was like getting tangled up in this chute, he like was maybe 1,000 feet off the ground. Like he had 1 second to pull to like. He didn't even do a cutaway, but to pull his extra chute.
Is that what that was? I couldn't really tell what happened.
Yeah, he just pulled out his extra chute, which I don't know how he did it. I don't really know the mechanics of it, but it was insane.
Yeah, I know.
And he it barely got enough air under it to break him, and then he hit the ground pretty hard.
Have you skydived?
But he was yeah. So I've done it once.
And it was fun?
It was amazing, but it's not it's not what you think it is. Have you done it?
No, never. I'm like kind of afraid.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really safe. Yeah.
I get that, but it's like it's up to the guy on my back to be safe, and
but
it's
he doesn't want to die either.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I justified it to myself when I did it. I was like really scared, and then I was like, wait, this motherfucker who's taped to me is not like he's not trying to die either. And then I asked him, and I was like, how many of these have you done? He goes 5,000-6,000. I'm like, oh, okay.
But it's like what was it? Oh, my Uber driver the other day, he had 9,000 driving, like 9,000 rides.
Yeah.
And I had just looked up the car accident, like the fatality rate. It's 1 in 5,000. So I was like, this guy's due for a fatal car accident.
That's not how it works, though.
That's not how it works?
No.
I don't know. He's due for it.
He's not due for it. It's just every time he gets in the car, he has that probability.
I don't think you know how stats work.
I don't think either of us do, Sean. No, but I went skydiving in like Tuscaloosa, Florida.
Yeah.
Back in Wisconsin, that's not a real place, but back in Wisconsin, if you go skydiving, you have to like sit in like a 6-hour course. They teach you how to land. They teach you about like problematic shit. You go in fucking Florida, it's just a dude with an iPad that has like a legal notice on it that you sign, and then you're in the plane in 30 minutes.
Really?
I learned how to land as we were landing. He was just some Russian ex-KGB guy that definitely like stole some poison from Putin and was just like excommunicated to Florida. We were like coming down. I was like, oh, this is amazing. He goes, we're going to practice you lifting your legs. I was like, what?
No way.
So I swear to God. He was like, if you don't lift your legs correctly when we land, you will break them. So lift your legs.
No
like I can see the ground coming in. And I was like, huh? He goes, lift your legs. And I lift them up. He goes, no, higher this time. And this is the time that we're hitting the ground.
Whoa.
And we land perfectly. It's fine. But I'm like, dude, I paid like $100 to jump out of a plane with a stranger.
So wait, what do you just like? You have to lift your legs high enough that he could touch first.
He needs to like glide in, I guess, and like brake. And if you don't like properly brace yourself to where it's like shocks in a car.
Yeah,
you'll break your fucking leg.
Yeah,
my aunt broke her back skydiving.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's safe
statistically.
Well, okay, so first my Uber stats are wrong.
Your likelihood of dying by skydiving is way less. Not way less, but it's less than your likelihood of dying by a lightning strike or a bee sting or a shark attack. I think. Oklahoma skydiving that's the Harvard of skydiving statistics places.
So in Florida, though, it's like...
In Florida, it's 1 and 2.
And on the one, you break your legs and back.
Yeah, but think about the experience.
Yeah.
But it's a great experience. But
dude, I bet it's sick.
It's not like the adrenaline rush you thought it would be. The scariest part is the mental Tetris you're doing, justifying this stupid decision going up in the plane. But because you're going the speed of the plane already, you don't get the drop feeling that you get from roller coasters.
That's why they do like helicopter drops, because you get the actual butterflies from that.
Whenever I make $1 million eventually from being the best intern, I will spend a lot of that money getting my Class A skydiving license.
My friend Willie has that.
Ooh, Willie.
Wait, what's Class A?
Class A is when you can jump alone.
Yeah, that's what he has. He jumps all the time.
Yeah, but I'd like to ramp it up to where I'm comfortable enough to jump off of things.
Like
rather
base
than
jump.
Base jump.
Ugh, I would do the hot air balloon or like the...
Yeah, because then you're high up enough to where you
can have a mistake.
You have time for mistakes.
Yeah, because in the video of my friend, we should show my friend Willie's video in this because he's sick. And
that's Willie. Yeah.
Yeah, but he jumps off a bridge and it's like he would have had no time to fuck up and the chute pulls, but the friend filming is like, nice, good job. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? That's the only option.
Yeah,
like,
nice, good job, or like, oh, splat.
Yeah, like, and I'm like, you shouldn't
bye to my close friend.
Yeah, and that's what I think why it feels wrong to me is it's like the nice, good job makes it sound like it could have very easily not been that. When it's, to me, if you're jumping off that bridge, nice, good job should be obvious. That should be it should just be like, yes, that is what we knew would happen. But it's, I don't know. But Willie, keep doing you, I guess. Oh, you're on 2 already.
Oh, I don't know. Do you want to nibble for
Ernest
that one?
Hemingway in yours.
Yeah, it's the alcoholic. Yeah, have you ever considered like explaining skydiving to your ancestors? Who like fought saber-toothed tigers?
Oh, I didn't even know like his planes weren't a thing. It's like yeah.
Well, no, it's like they got through like my ancestors got through like the potato famine and like wars. Right. My grandfather was in World War II in Korea, and then he gives me this gift of life, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna throw myself out of a plane.
yeah. And, well, first of all, he'd have to be like, what's a plane?
Korea. They had planes.
When?
Korea was after World War II, in between Vietnam and World War II.
Is when Korea was made?
My great-grandfather was in World War II. My grandfather, I think, was in Korea.
I thought we were talking about even older ancestors. I wasn't.
Yeah, them too. But like that lineage, like all the people who had to survive till you get up to this point, and then you're like, yeah, I'm going to go camping with bears by choice, and then after that, I'm going to jump out of a plane.
It was probably cooler to like look at like the ocean or clouds like before science. No, because think about this, dude. That sounds
because they were just magical things.
They had no idea. They're like, are those mountains in the sky? Now I'm like, well, that's a cumulonimbus. It's like it's water particles. And imagine looking at stars before you knew. You'd be like, those are eyes or what are they? Like, right. But now it's like, those are like little balls of helium 8 billion light years away. Like,
yeah, it depends how you look at it, but I get what you're saying. Like the total
wonder.
Yeah, the total wonder, like being able to wonder stuff is.
It'd be like, and then it'd probably be fun. I'd be like, oh, I bet that's I bet it's like, I don't know, like.
Wow, you're not very good at this.
Yeah, little holes poked in heaven, and we're just seeing like the light through heaven, and the rest is I don't know.
But also, isn't it so cool that like, oh, that's a star that's thousands of miles, way more. That's a star that's in California.
Thousands of feet away.
That's pretty far away, dude. and it's so bright and it's so powerful that despite being, like a couple 100 feet away, you still, it's so far away that the light that you see isn't even the light that it's producing.
Yeah.
And we get to see it. Like, that's amazing.
Did you actually have one today?
No, dude, they terrify me.
Oh.
Weed really, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people in our generation who like don't do weed anymore, especially comics. It surprises me when you meet comics and they're like, I'm sober. Because like drugs now are way too strong. Like weed now is way too strong. And I feel like it's messed with a lot of people. Plus our society's crumbling and that's scary.
Yeah, I just, it helps me. Sometimes it like motivates me to be productive in a weird way. Yeah,
really?
Because it's like I'll like go on my phone. Like for what I don't know if it's part the anxiety that it creates, and it's just like, and that also energizes me. And
so
it
the angst pushes you.
Yeah, and also, like I've described it as like if you're doing nothing, it's boring. But if you're doing nothing and you're high, it's usually pretty fun.
Yeah, I agree
and so you
with
can
that.
apply that to boring tasks to make them fun.
Yeah, I think it depends on what type of person you are. Because a lot of people, when they get anxious, they shut down. Whereas you get anxious and you move, right? So for you, that's good.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah. You asked me the other day because I took an Adderall and I was editing. And I was like editing like this. And Graham was like, hey, can I ask you something? I was like, yeah. He's like, so do you blink on Adderall?
I can see veins growing in his eyes because he hasn't like wet them in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just get locked in. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't like having opinions in general because because I'll look at like I'll have an opinion and there'll be a comment like this. I'm like, oh, that's a good point. And then there'll be another comment like, well, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I don't know any. That's why internet hate comments will get to me because I'm like, damn.
That's why you need to decide your own principles. There's a side to everything, right? But you need to have faith in your side. Sometimes someone will present you with a good point, and sometimes you need to look them in the face and go, nah, fuck you.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I guess faith is what it is.
I think in a way, because eventually you're gonna just get so lost you don't do anything.
Can you guys believe this is an intern? You'd think he's
a 25-year-old intern, which is unacceptable.
What is your major?
Come on, man.
Okay.
Communications.
Oh, all right.
Which sucks because it's like I'll have to tell people like, hey man, I can't go out tonight. I have to watch a movie.
Yeah.
Like it's not a good excuse.
Yeah, but that's sick. I mean, you don't smoke weed, but it'd be a lot better if you did. Like, sick. I have to stay home and watch a movie.
So then I'd forget the movie I had to watch.
Dude, that's true. My memory, I think, is shot.
Well, you
My
also
mom
smoke out of aluminum pipes.
I got a bowl after you said that. It's a glass bowl.
Glass bowl, good.
Benji edited the clip from me and Jamie, a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying that people were going to make fun of my chapped lips. And everybody was like, no, they won't. Like, nobody will. Like, you're overthinking it. The only comments are about my chapped lips, dude. Yeah, it's weird, dude. People will comment on chapped. That's like the one physical appearance thing. I guess because it's fixable.
Well, bald.
Bald, they'll comment on too, I guess.
Bald, they'll tear you up. Which is why we're both wearing hats.
I'm not bald.
I'm very afraid of going bald.
Yeah?
I don't know.
Was your dad bald?
Yeah, but I think the lineage is maternal grandfather. So my grandfather on my mom's side was not bald.
Damien was saying it because he was like anxious about being bald for a while.
Yeah.
And he said that that's apparently a BS thing.
That is?
Apparently.
Oh, great. That was the only thing keeping me holding it together. So
oh, really?
Yeah.
No, you're good, dude.
It's one of those things I've been so... Because my mom's father didn't have it, I never looked into it. Because I was like, I don't want to... I can't have this taken away from me.
You got a good beard. And I wanted to say to you what I think I said to Ethan, which I was like, I don't know why I said this. But our buddy Ethan's bald.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I love that we've just like blasted his largest insecurity.
Dude, he's like the funniest dude ever. He's so talented, and honestly, he's got a good head of hair. Besides, like it doesn't matter.
No, he doesn't,
dude. No, he's got like fuck that. What I said to him was
he still has some hair.
But I said to him, I was like, damn, like. You got a great beard. Like, it's sad. Like, why doesn't... I wish that could be up there.
Yeah.
And not just
And he went, thank you, Sean. That really helps me. Yeah.
I was like, if only you could speak to your... To be like, hey, I'd rather trade for this.
Yeah.
That's cool. Basically, Emily just said that girls know. They know. Like,
Of course, girls.
she's
know.
just instilled the more of the. What do you think about Emily? I want to ask you about this. Okay. You should
it's
be on.
Emily's podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
I found these shoes on Instagram ads. Mm-hmm. It's shoes that add 2 inches to your height.
Oh, I see. I've seen this. The inserts.
Absolutely not.
You would never. You don't think but how's it different than heels?
Ooh.
Yeah, see heels.
Okay.
I feel like it's sneaky if it was a sneaker.
So you'd be cool with
Yeah,
a
but
guy wearing heels.
makeup is sneaky in a way.
I'd rather have someone who's confident in being short.
Listen to that,
Lie.
guys. That's cool. But if you're just going out for the night and you're trying to have a one night stand, get those shoes because
No,
you don't.
if you have a one night stand, you get back to her place. You take off the shoes.
When you're horizontal, she won't know.
Oh, Sean.
I'm saying guys, listen to me. Don't take the shoes off.
And your pants are down to your ankles and you're like waddling over.
Yeah.
Like, remember how I'm still 5'8"?
Is it cool if I crawl over there to the bed? Don't take them off till doggy, I guess, or.
Well said. Now that's going to be a quote.
This is a TikTok moment.
Yeah. But there's something to be said about a fairly cheap thing making you feel more confident, which affects all aspects of your life, which is like another thing about makeup, right? Like the confidence that you get from that can propel you to like access parts of yourself that don't normally come out
Oh, it's got a lot deeper than
when you're not confident, right? So maybe that man with the extra 2 inches on his heels is the guy that you want to be with. But the man without the extra 2 inches on his heels is not quite the guy.
and that's not his truest self.
But why isn't it? If he can access a part of himself that is greater with just those extra 2 inches on his heels, then
It's almost like a tool. It's like
a tool. And again, what is the difference between that and microblading?
What's microblading?
You don't know what microblading is? I think it's when girls get like tattooed eyebrows, you know?
Because girls are allowed to be insecure in their appearance. Men have to
Wow.
We have to be okay with whatever we look like.
Interesting.
I'm just talking on my ass.
I think that's true
I don't,
to a
have,
degree.
I don't have opinions.
Or whatever you guys want.
I agree. No. Yeah, it would still be a turn off.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't explain it. I've never heard of
If
a
he
broken heart
absolutely
mended through the years, and I've never heard of an ick mended through.
Through rational. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get icks, you get icks.
You get icks.
Emily was the first person who told me about the icks. And her icks are ridiculous.
What are your icks?
It's like, oh, you can't wear like gray on a Saturday. They're so specific. Have you ever had someone have a mole on their face and you're like, you got a lot of gross shit right here?
No, I've not.
I've done that before.
Yeah, I have a
Horrific.
mole.
It's the male equivalent of when you ask a woman if she's pregnant and she is not pregnant.
Yeah.
My mom has been a gynecologist for 30 years. She did that one time, never again.
Were they not?
They were not. My mom goes, when are you due? And the woman said, about 9 years ago.
No.
Silence in the room. It was terrible.
Wait, where? That was it a doctor's office or was it?
It was a nurse. I was getting surgery for something.
No.
And the nurse in the room.
You just come out with like a big ass belly.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like, yeah, this is what you get.
Yeah,
Your son
they left a tool in there when they were going in. Yeah.
We pumped up a balloon and left it.
Anyway, card game.
Who here gets how to get a date videos recommended for them on YouTube? I think me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not because I like Charisma on Command.
Yeah,
Great channel. You ever watch them?
I've seen him.
I like people that break down. I like people that have opinions that I could take and
I think that channel is probably helpful to some people.
it's even if you're the most charismatic person, I feel like it's helpful because it's like little things that like it'll be like, oh, here's how to get out of confrontation, and it's like,
I just wonder to what degree are people actually applying those things.
I know it. I do agree.
I think a lot of people they watch those videos and they get satisfaction out of them, like they have done those things. They're like, oh, I've learned this thing, but then they go, anyway, next video.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they don't.
If you're applying, like if you're actually trying to be proactive about changing things,
Right.
I think it is the place to go to.
Right.
Who here rehearses arguments in their head so they're ready if they ever come up? Cool.
Every time. I did it before coming here.
Really?
I was like, oh, maybe we'll talk about this.
What did we talk about it?
Nope.
What was it?
I think it was about like my opinions on comedy.
What are they?
It was like
Good.
shit. Now that I'm back.
You rehearsed this. Come on.
Yeah, but I forgot because we were having so much fun.
Okay.
Right. But it was like, I was rehearsing my bomb story, and I was like, wow, I don't really have like a good bomb story. And so
you were the one that I've mentioned on the pod, and I said that you said this. I think it was to Jamie. Is at the Seaside restaurant. My parents were there with their friends.
Oh, that was really bad.
Yeah, and you after you went up, you said about my parents' table.
Oh, specifically.
Yeah, you were like it looked like their faces made it look like they were watching war footage.
Yeah.
So
it looked like they were watching like grenades going into bunkers.
Yeah.
And flamethrowers being it was the look specifically. I will never forget the face of your mom's friend, whose mouth was so agape and eyes were so like, and I was just like, wow, I'm gonna quit comedy because of this specific.
yeah, she was the
face.
most excited to go. Apparently.
Well.
Well, to be fair, it was a restaurant where nobody else in the restaurant knew there'd be comedy, and they immediately said, "Nope, we're not watching or listening."
Also, this should be added. There was a tragedy going on behind us.
Oh, that's
where
right.
There was ambulances all over the beach, and someone told us that a woman had drowned.
There was a window view of this.
And there was a window view of all this going on. And the host brings me up, right before he brings me up, he goes, well, I hope that woman is okay, the one that drowned in the ocean over there. Anyway, you guys seen this guy all over New York City. Here's Grant Moore.
No,
And
but the
I was
crazy part, that's not, that he not only was, so the window view, by the way, it wasn't like a window. It was like the entire restaurant wall was a window to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't even know that it was, he comes up and he was like, yeah, it sucks that lady drowned. And everybody in the room was like, what? He's like, oh yeah, there's a lady that probably died on the beach. Anyway, here's Grant. So...
And then I went up and
But that's the best
did my
because
fart jokes.
that's like high intensity training. Like every open mic or every show is like it works a different muscle.
Yeah.
Like some of them you have nobody laughs and nobody listens. That's working that bomb muscle.
Yeah.
Whereas a room with 1,000 people all laughing.
Yeah.
that
But I
works.
wish my bomb muscle wasn't just shredded. I wish it
Yeah.
wasn't so strong.
Right, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like work on some other.
Yeah. It's like maybe work on laughing, getting
Yeah.
some laughs.
All right, Grant Moore. We'll have you in other stuff. You're an intern, so you'll be popping in and out, giving us drinks and stuff. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. If you guys need coffee, let me know.
No, hopefully they get you a pod soon because you're funny as hell, and I think that you're gonna go far and all that stuff. And